Isn't that just fantastic? 2 rhinos, yeah. Nice and relaxed as well. You can see just the ears pointing our way. Don't seem too worried. See that sort of second bump on the back. Oh, there's the third rhino in the back, yeah. See that bump on the back of the rhino, something that's characteristic of your white rhinos. Sort of secondary bump on the spinal area. With your black rhino, they've got a nice hollow back, almost like a horse. This is awesome. They don't seem too skittish. We're not going to move too much yet, but seem fairly relaxed. And let the game drives quickly know as well. They've all been looking for rhino this morning. All stations, looks like 3 in Kombi on Power Line Road, exactly by the power lines where they cross the road. So nice and relaxed. Directions, those in Kombis, looks like 3 of them on Power Line Road. A little bit bushy around here, so we're not seeing too many details of them at the moment. Another name for your white rhino, almost the more technically correct name, is a square-lipped rhino. These guys are bulk grazers. They've got massive wide lips, over a foot wide on the adult. And they actually have got no front teeth. They just use those lips to pluck grass with, and then obviously molar teeth to chew with. Let's just move a little bit, see if we can get another view on them. Let's go forward a bit first, otherwise we'll try and go in there. But other thing with rhino as well, white rhinos, they don't have incredibly good eyesight. Very good hearing, very good smell. That means if you go off-road and you can see the flat mouth a bit. Now there's a bit of brush in the way, but you'll see as it moves, literally a big square mouth. Nick would have loved this. He's a huge fan of white rhino. Rhino in general, actually. Nick and myself used to work together years ago, about 10 years ago in Pilansberg, another reserve. We saw a lot of rhino, both black and white rhino, and he just loves them. Also lucky for us that these guys seem to be quite relaxed, so we're going to move a little bit again, try and see if we can get sort of different little gaps through the trees here, see them better. That looks like just a gap, but let's see. Awesome texture there just to the right of the rhino's head as well. That's a knobthorn tree. They're actually in a little knobthorn thicket here. Most of the trees around here in this specific area are knobthorns. I see some good grass in there, which is why the rhinos are in there. major difference between the two species. Basically, their food, really, their diet. And there's a lot of other little differences, obviously characteristic, how they look, how they're designed, but it all stems from them sort of evolving into feeding on different food sources. White rhinos are pretty much purely grazers. They can't really bite off twigs and things like that. They, like I said earlier, they don't actually have front teeth. Rather, that other one's coming out a little bit. Oh, now it's turning again. Look a bit further to the right. Ignore that. It was sticking its head out and now it's reversed back into the bush. We'll just sit here patiently, she'll come out again. As I was saying, the major difference is just the habitat, or the food really, the diet, and because of that, obviously habitat. White rhinos thrive in good grazing areas, also good grassland areas. There used to be literally millions of rhinos. Talking about 100 years ago or so, they covered most of sub-Sahara Africa. And then your black rhino are more twig and leaf eaters, so they did much better in your thick areas and even into your jungle areas. I mean, Central Africa still one of your subspecies. I reckon there's maybe 6 or 8 of them left in the Congo. So rhinos really were incredibly successful in covering most areas apart from your deserts in Africa. And unfortunately, due to various reasons, but mainly greed and people, they got pushed very close to the brink of extinction. Why a few hundred, between 200 and 300 left in the whole world at one stage. Their numbers have increased again. They're now about a little bit over 10,000 of them. White rhinos a little bit more secure. Black rhinos even less than 4,000 in the whole world. Perhaps we'll move back for you a bit. Interesting how these animals have evolved as well. If you look at the shape of that head, hopefully this one will come out more and more for us. Very long head and a very long jawbone actually. The brain itself is just below the ears. The ears obviously are right to the top of the head, but then a very elongated jaw that enables them to sort of feed easily, sort of low down by the ground where the grass is. Even the shoulders and the neck is sort of evolved, very powerful bone structure there, and it can sort of support that neck quite easily. There you can see the head nicely. And you can see the way the animal's feeding, the ears are still nice and open. They can still hear quite easily if there's anything approaching. Beautiful view of the two there. Oxpeckers hopping around on the one in front, cleaning off ticks and parasites. Vehicle on power line, come in. Vehicle on power line road, you can, if you can see them, they're just to your right then, combis.